Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. In this morning's video, I will be going over when a fourth stimulus check could be approved. Many new lawmakers in the House of Representatives are urging President Joe Biden to add a fourth stimulus payment into his Build Back Better plan. The two winners of this week's $75 Amazon gift card giveaway are Leticia Brown and Estelle Moses. Congratulations to both of you. To enter my $75 Amazon gift card giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and please remember to leave a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone. Democratic House Representative Pramila Jayapal recently wrote in a Twitter post, "Putting money in people's pockets works. We can and must continue to enact people-first policies that improve lives." Representative Jayapal pointed to a new data by researchers. They reported that the three past round of stimulus checks substantially reduced hardships for the American people, which is great news. Studies continue to show that more financial relief should be passed for millions of Americans. The New York Times first reported on the results of the University of Michigan study, which prompted progressives in Congress to share the report, saying it makes the case for recurring payments and universal basic income. Representative Rashida Tlaib, a vice chair of the Progressive Caucus, wrote in a Twitter post, "If anything, the survival checks proved what advocates have been saying and demanding." Their voices were joined by Representative Ilhan Omar. She tweeted a case study for implementing universal basic income. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders also shared his thoughts on Twitter, stating, "Yes, government can and should continue to address the needs of working people, not just the 1%. I'm really excited and happy to hear that our lawmakers in Congress are working hard to get more relief passed for the American people. President Joe Biden has presented the next two phases of his Build Back Better plan, which would see an additional $4 trillion in spending on infrastructure and American families. Both pieces of legislation have been receiving opposition from Republicans because of the large size of the plans. A bipartisan group of 20 senators has reached an initial agreement on a framework for a $1 trillion infrastructure investment package, but progressive members of Congress have slammed it for not tackling the challenges that climate change presents. But on the other hand, Republican lawmakers want the legislation to focus on traditional infrastructure. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina told reporters, "This has got to be the meat and potatoes of infrastructure. Roads, bridges, and ports, and that's what we're trying to push." House Representative Rashida Tlaib continues to push for the ABC Act to be signed into law. Pramila Jayapal and Rashida Tlaib reintroduced the Automatic Boost to Communities Act, legislation to immediately provide a $2,000 payment to every person in America as critical relief during this crisis, followed by $1,000 recurring monthly payments that continue for 1 year after the end of the crisis to help our country and families recover. The ABC Act would be funded directly from the Treasury with no additional debt issued by minting two $1 trillion coins and additional coins as necessary. The ABC Act is a great bill that would really benefit Americans that are financially struggling right now. So in a Twitter post, Tlaib wrote, "This is how we address the poverty crisis. The ABC Act with $2,000 a month, plus the Boost Act, which elevates 45% of people out of poverty. That is the closest policies to universal basic income. And if anything, the survival checks proved what advocates have been saying and demanding." The ABC Act would also uplift unbanked and underbanked communities by creating a buffer for people who have seen their cost of living rise for decades as their wages have stagnated. Unlike a payroll tax cut, which would do little to benefit our most vulnerable workers, the ABC Act would put real money in the pockets of people across this country. Congresswoman Jayapal said in a statement, 1 in 7 families do not have enough to eat. More than 8 million people have been pushed into poverty, and nearly 1 million new people are filing for unemployment every single week. This unprecedented moment demands an unprecedented response. People do not only need relief, they need stability, certainty, and predictability. And the ABC Act delivers them exactly that. A lot will depend on how the economy recovers into the summer and into the fall. Currently, there is a lot of focus on continuing the enhanced child tax credit for 2021 that will begin sending households with children monthly direct payments starting in July. President Biden has proposed extending the expansion until the year 2025, while the congressional Democrats want to make it permanent. Democrats still face obstacles in trying to bypass the GOP and passing a package via budget reconciliation, as Democratic Senator Joe Manchin said that he won't commit to backing a reconciliation bill later in exchange for securing other Democratic votes on a smaller bipartisan bill now. Some Democrats had sought assurances that Manchin and Kristen Sinema would support a second infrastructure package if lawmakers agreed to a smaller bipartisan deal. So everyone, that is the end of the video for this morning. I hope you found it helpful. To enter the $75 Amazon gift card giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe to my channel, share and like this video, and please remember to leave a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very blessed Sunday and happy Father's Day.
Despite a consensus in Washington that America needs more investment in our infrastructure, it's been decades since Congress passed a standalone bill to address the issue. This Congress is working hard to remedy that fact. As I've repeated, discussions about infrastructure are moving forward along two tracks. One is bipartisan. The second deals with components of the American Jobs and Families Plan, which we will consider even if it lacks bipartisan support. Though I would note, a recent poll showed that President Biden's Infrastructures and Families Plan is broadly popular. Nearly 70% of Americans support President Biden's infrastructure plan. More than 60% support additional support for American families. Now, despite some over-dramatized punditry, the truth is both tracks are moving forward very well, and both tracks need each other. So we want to work with our Republican colleagues on infrastructure where we have common ground. And Democrats believe we have other priorities that the Senate must consider above and beyond a bipartisan infrastructure bill, not the least of which is addressing the urgent challenge of climate change. Yesterday, I convened all 11 members of the Senate Budget Committee to discuss the reconciliation track. And today, I'll convene the group of Democrats negotiating with Republicans to discuss the bipartisan track. We set up the two tracks about a month ago. Each is proceeding along